All right, next thing I wanted to talk about, this is gonna be a different video, so I guess like if you didn't watch the first one, go watch it, but there's no order, just whatever. But I just want to talk about my own personal desire to be well spoken and understood. For me, I know I used to be super blurt something out and then explain over and over until like someone understood what I was saying. And whenever I would be explaining, I would sort of twist what I'm explaining to fit what they wanted to hear out of it. So regardless what I said, I could explain it in a certain way to make them like what I had said. So first off, over explaining yourself is a loss of your self-identity, because then you twist it towards other people and you're insecure about your own statement. So then you want the other people to like you, so you're explaining to fit the other people. And it's just all around not good for over explaining yourself. And I think it's an unnecessary trait people have. Not necessarily I think it is not the best trait to have. I think having the ability to get what your point across the first time and not needing to over explain it helps a lot in those areas I had mentioned that over explaining hurts you in. Because if you're able to explain yourself really well, then you don't have to try and explain. And then even if you're not trying to fit that other person what they want to hear, if you say what you want to say, it's your saying and you're not twisting what you're saying to what they feel. Because everyone has the desire to be liked. So if you say like, oh, I don't like this, and they're like, oh, what the hell, why don't you like that? You're like, oh, well, I guess it's like this, and then this, and then they make a facial reaction towards, like a positive facial reaction towards something you said, and you're like, yeah, and then you just go off that, and then you want to be liked by them. But if you're like, yeah, I don't like this because this, then you said why you don't like it, off rip, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, there's no need for you to lose your own self-identity by over-explaining to fit what other people want to hear. Obviously, everyone wants to be liked, but if someone doesn't like you for your own thing, they probably shouldn't be someone you involve heavily within your life. Obviously, you can have people who are friends who don't agree with everything you say, but there's something like you shouldn't feel the need to lie around people to make them like you more. They should like you for who you are rather than just liking you for liking what they like, which I think is a whole different thing. But yeah, and then part of that insecurity, I think it's built into a lot of people, that over-explaining trait, and it definitely is from insecurity because they feel like what they said isn't enough, or they feel like what they said isn't what the other person wanted to hear, or something like that. And it's like, if you become well-spoken enough, then you're able to state what you want to state in a way you want to state it without any external factors weighing in on that. Like, I can say, oh, I like this because this, and then it's not like, oh, I like this, oh, why do you like this? And you're like, oh, this, and then they're like, oh, and there's a whole thing. But at the end of the day, you're going to say something that's not entirely true, and you're just lying to yourself and them, which is never good. You should strive to be honest with yourself and other people. Obviously, lying does have its place, whatever, but you should strive for honesty within yourself. I don't think there's ever a reason for you to lie to yourself or about yourself, except like in jobs, like, oh, how long have you worked? Oh, I'm coming up on 10 years, and you've only worked for like 7, like, lie, but whatever, it's a whole different thing. But when you're doing that, it just kind of feels like you're losing your sense of self. And I feel like your sense of self is super important, and it's a thing a lot of people have lost nowadays, and they look to others for validation. Like, if you do something, then you have to have someone be like, oh, that's cool that you did that, for it to really register for you. And I know that's something I struggle with quite a bit. It was like, nothing in my life would feel real unless I experienced it with someone else. Like, there's for the longest time, it was like, oh, if I go shopping by myself, I would have to go with someone else and be like, oh, can you go shopping with me or whatever? Like, do you want to go get groceries? Blah, 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 that whole thing. But now I've started to do a lot more activities on my own because I realized, holy voice crack, because I realized how not unimportant other people are in your life, but you don't need anyone to be yourself. And I think there's so much dependence on other people built into society now with social media and such. Like, they're just, you go online and you're like, oh, what did this person wear today? And you're like, oh, I like that, I think I'll wear that. And you're looking to that other person for a source of not necessarily validation, but like if you had the same outfit and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to wear it, and you see someone else wear it, like, oh, cool, I can wear that now, rather than just wearing it and being like, oh, they're wearing it too. Like, there's just differences there that makes it feel like whenever you're turning to other people, regardless of the situation, you're turning to someone else in efforts to feel better about yourself or kind of validate your own experience. And that just deletes your, like, it just completely gets rid of your own sense of self. I know I've been kind of repetitive on this, but, and then without that sense of self, you don't have your own story. You're kind of just permanently a background character in everyone else's story. Obviously that's what you are to an extent, but when you start diminishing yourself and wanting to relate to them, get validation from them, you're like a side character in your own life as well. That's my friend. I don't know if y'all can see her car. You can't, but she just pulled up right there. I'll go and say hi. But so there's different things that you need to find within yourself. And I think one of the most important things before you really look for anything else or try to fix other issues in your life is kind of find out who you are, what you like. Not even like why you like it. You just like, you need to find what you like for yourself, like what you like that you like, not what you like because someone else likes it. And you need to find like your own sense of style. Like, I like wearing this because I like it, not I like wearing this because this other person thinks it looks good. Obviously that's a benefit if they like it, but you need to find individuality within yourself to be able to be comfortable being yourself while also not caring if other people don't fully appreciate who you are. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't like you, which is not hard to hear. I think it's just kind of something that a lot of people have struggled with. I think a lot of people feel like everyone needs to like them, and you need to like everyone and they need to like you for you to have a good life, or like something like that. It's like, there's no need for you to be liked by anyone, and there's nothing forcing you to like someone else just because they're in a certain role, they look a certain way or whatever. There's nothing requiring you to do anything except what you want to do. And if you don't like someone, you don't need a reason not to like them. You can be like, yeah, I just don't like that person. And that's your take. Like, you don't like them because this, whatever. It's just like, there's that individuality you need to make within yourself. You can, it's like whenever you're like, oh, I don't like that person because so-and-so doesn't like them. Like, where is your sense of self? Like, there's no real, this is who I am, these are my opinions. There's none of that whenever you keep leaning on everyone else for your ideas or for validation and things. Even if someone does agree with you and you're like, oh, I think maybe this, and they're like, oh, yes, you should do that. Then you do it. It's like that anyone else is controlling your life, like you aren't controlling it. It's like, oh, should I wear this or this? Obviously, there's nothing wrong with asking your friends for like outfit recommendations, blah, blah, blah. But there's a certain extent to where you need to be able to find yourself and what you like before you can really find other people, if that makes sense. Because if you don't know who you are and who you like, what you like, and all that, then you're going to become friends with people, or you're going to assimilate with people. I don't know if friends is the right word, but you're going to assimilate with people just because someone else assimilates with them, and you might not even like that person, but you're like, oh, I have to be friends with them because my friend is friends with them. And it's like, there's nothing saying you have to do that. You just need to find who you are, what you like, to be able to truly live your life and not live someone else's life or have someone else live their life through you inadvertently. I know I got kind of off topic from being well-spoken, but I think everything that I said does go into that. Once you start explaining yourself too much, you lose your sense of self, you bend to what other people tell you should be thinking. And there's just, obviously there's a place for that. If someone at work is like, oh, you need to do this, and you're like, oh, should I do this or this? And they're like, oh, you should do this. And they're like your supervisor, then you should probably do that. But there's just some things that I think everyone needs to find out for themselves, and everyone's journey is different. So getting advice from someone else or getting anything from someone else is just kind of, you're using a case study of someone else and applying it to someone that isn't them. Like, I don't know like a not nerdy example. Like, they see how many people walk over a sidewalk at a given time in like India, and then you're like, oh, that's how it works for America, and you're like, whoa, it's completely different. It's because it's two completely different things you're testing on, one being another person and one being yourself. And there's just, you need to find a way to create your own case studies about yourself, I guess, and find what you like in life and what you like, and not what other people want you to like. And yeah, I know I just said I got off topic, but I got off topic again. But yeah, that's why I think being well spoken is really important, to me at least, and finding that ability to have others understand you for who you are, and not others understand you for what you're able to say, if that makes sense. Having others like you for you rather than others like you for being able to say what they like, I think is a decent way of putting that. Yeah, that's all I really had to talk about for that. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of other stuff. I don't know if I want to talk more today though.